Hello, today we are going to learn about by, on, and in with transportation. First, we use by to talk about ways for traveling or of traveling. This tells us how you arrived somewhere. For example, how did you get to school yesterday? I went by car. Another example. How will you go to the store later? I'm going by bus. By tells us how we arrived at the place we are going, the store in this case. Here are other examples of transportations we can use with by. So for example, by car, I went by train, they went by boat, we will go by the road, or by road. Either one's fine. Or, how did the mail get there? It went by sea. How did you get to school? I got there by foot. Again, it tells us how we arrived or will arrive somewhere. Perfect. By can use with many different transportations. The next preposition we will learn about is on. So we use on for transportations you can ride on or sit on. So what that means is it's used when someone is on top of something else. So very literally on something, like on a motorcycle, on a bike, on a scooter. They ride on their bikes to school. Excellent. So we use on when we literally mean on, but also for on animals. So he's on the camel. I ride on a horse. He rides on a camel. So on top of bikes or on top of animals, we say we are on those transportations. On a horse, on a camel, on a bike. But also, we use on a lot for public transportation. For example, a bus. Where are the children? They're on the bus. Or maybe for a subway, we would say, where are you? I'm on the subway. We also use on for larger vehicles. So think about vehicles you can walk around in while using. So a plane. A plane is so big you can walk down the aisles. So if you can walk on a vehicle, we can probably use the word on with that. For example, are you on the plane yet? Yes, I am. We say on the plane. A cruise ship is another example of a larger vehicle that you can walk around on. So that's another example of a vehicle we can use with on. You went on a cruise ship for your vacation? That sounds amazing. So on a cruise ship. Remember, we use on with transportation you can ride on or sit on. Hint. Use on with an article and the transportation. So with on, we can't say on train. We have to say on a train or on the plane, on my bicycle, on his motorcycle. So we have to use some sort of article plus the transportation when we use on. Our next preposition is in. In. So we use this when we are talking about transportation. You sit in or ride in. An easy way to remember which vehicles to use with in is to use with smaller vehicles. So a car is smaller than a cruise ship. It's smaller than a plane or a bus. So we would say in a car, in a truck, or in a helicopter. Another way to think about this is that they are vehicles you have to sit in. You cannot stand or walk in. So, just like with on, we're going to use in with an article plus the transportation. So, we won't say in car, we'll say in my car, or in the truck, in a taxi, in their helicopter, in an elevator. So we need some sort of article between in and the transportation we are talking about. Another example or a couple. We're in the car right now. She's never been in a helicopter. I don't like being in elevators. This one, we did not need an article because elevators is plural. All right, so to summarize, we use by to talk about ways of traveling, so how we traveled. We use in for smaller vehicles that we are talking about when we are sitting in them. And we use on for transportation, like public transportation, and larger forms of transportation, like planes and cruises. Now it's your turn to practice using by, in, and on.